now over 3 years since British national Jagtar Singh Johal was arrested and detained by police in India as he shopped with his new wife. His family say they are desperately worried as they claim that British consular staff haven't spoken to him since March.
Jagtar's still awaiting trial with no charges yet being made against him. The family say that. And it's almost 1,000 days since this all began. Let's get straight into it, shall we? Let's just talk to Jagtar's brother, who is Gurpreet Singh Johal, who's been campaigning for his release, obviously, since 2017. And also by Jagtar's MP, Martin Doherty-Hughes, who is demanding Jagtar's right to a fair trial. Have we got both of our guests?
Good morning.
OK.
I do.
We can't see it. We can't see you yet. There you are. Sorry about some of the technical difficulties. I'm afraid because we sort of lost the report there. Just tell us in your words, Gurpreet, the problem is that he went over there. He is an activist in some respects, but over there when he was in India, he's been arrested for sort of terrorist offences, hasn't he? Because there was a murder and he was one of 10 people that the Indian government thought was involved. What's your take on what happened and who your brother is?
So, just for clarity, Jagtar is a Scottish born and bred national who went to India in 2017 to get married. And he'd got married, decided to stay with his wife, to spend a bit extra time with her to get a visa application sorted out. And on the 4th of November, he was abducted whilst out shopping with his wife. He was in a car, pulled out a car, put a black hood over his head and bungled into a van. From then, he was taken into an unknown location for 10 days and he was subjected to third-degree torture, which he had his legs, private parts electrocuted, he had his legs stretched, and on the 7th of November 2017, the Chief Minister and the highest-ranked police officer in India claimed that they had all evidence against Jagtar. We're now nearly coming into 1,000 days and Jagtar's still not been formally charged on the serious allegations that have been made against him. Despite all of this, he has been subjected to a trial by media, and to date, the British government have failed to ensure that he has had an independent medical examination. Despite various ministers, the previous Prime Minister, raising the case with the Indian authorities, the UK government have basically failed its British citizen.
Has there been any indication at all from the Indian authorities as the kind of evidence or the kind of reasoning that they are putting forward as to why they have had him detained for all these days?
So the Indian authorities have claimed that they've got evidence against him, but today is 994 days and not an ounce of evidence has been provided. The chief investigating officer in one of the cases has confirmed that there is no incriminating, no evidence or recovery of evidence against Jagtar, despite the Chief Minister and the Indian authorities claiming they have all the evidence. As they say, proof is in the pudding. If they had the evidence, surely they would have charged him by now.
Martin, yeah, let's just bring in your MP here. Martin, you have been raising this in the Commons, haven't you? What is your understanding of the involvement of the Foreign Office, the High Commission over there, and the kind of effort being made diplomatically, if you like, from the British government to the Indian government to get this case heard and given a fair trial?
Well, I think some of the points that Gurpreet has mentioned go right to the heart of the case. Nearly 1,000 days, we're at 994, and maybe give you an idea of how long that really is. We've had 3 prime ministers, 4 foreign secretaries, 3 under-secretaries, 2 of them who have been sacked, and Jagtar has also had accusations against the Indian state of torture, which now lie with the United Nations Human Rights Commissioner. There's a whole complexity in terms of the Foreign and Commonwealth Office. They're being pulled in one direction with, I hate to mention the B word, but Brexit, and of course many of them having to leave desks in terms of consular support, and now also dealing with the profound issues of the pandemic. So the staff in the FCO are getting pulled in many different directions without direction by political leadership from the FCO, whether that be the now 4th Foreign Secretary, who I hope will take the opportunity to meet with both myself and Gurpreet and the family in the months ahead. So I think that maybe gives you some explanation as to their lack of direction and their lack of from a political leadership perspective of taking this seriously.
It is tricky, isn't it? Because it is about the legal process in a different country. We have to say that we have contacted the High Commission of India for a response on numerous occasions. They've failed to reply. But previously they have commented saying each of the cases against Mr Johal are proceeding strictly as per due process of Indian law, as in any mature democratic setup. As a final point, really, I suppose, from Martin, from your point of view, do you think that there is any hope that the case can be speeded up? Or do you think that actually Jagtar could just be there almost indefinitely?
I mean, there is a grave concern. I mean, I certainly wouldn't want to be saying to a sovereign independent nation that it shouldn't be running its own judicial system. What we are saying is that in nearly 1,000 days, now 994, the trial by media in India has been extraordinary. So there is very little likelihood that Jagtar Singh Johal will receive a fair trial as depicted by the Indian state authorities. And my duty as his elected representative is to make sure that people across these islands are aware of this, and that this could happen to any UK national. This isn't just, Jagtar Singh Johal. This could be your child, this could be your son, your daughter. It could be you if you're travelling to India.
Yeah, I mean, I think regardless of what evidence there may or may not be, I think everyone would expect a fair trial and a fair hearing in this. We have been in touch with the Foreign Office. A Foreign Office spokesperson has said to us, if I can just read this along, if you can move my prompt along, please. Thank you. Our staff continue to support Jagtar following his detention in India and are in regular contact with his family and prison officials about his health and well-being. We've consistently raised concerns about his case with the government of India, including allegations of torture and mistreatment and his right to a fair trial. We will continue to do so until we get a satisfactory response. Gurpreet and also Martin Doherty-Hughes, thanks both for joining us, and I do hope you keep us updated with the progress on this.
On the last point there, what the FCO have said is a satisfactory response. That just confirms what Ranveer confirmed, that they wrote to the Indian authorities and there's been no response. So if you look at that response at the end, that's exactly what the Indian authorities have been doing from day one, and the FCO have just confirmed to date that they have not had a satisfactory response. So this is what we have been saying as a family from day one. Our position has been clear that no due process, no openness and no transparency has taken place. The Indian authorities claim that they have the evidence. We're 1,000 days on, nearly 1,000 days on. He's still to be formally charged. He's been subjected to torture and mistreatment. Jagtar is a British national. The British government need to do more to protect its British citizens. As Martin's already said, that this could happen to anyone. This could be you in any other country. Therefore, it's important that the British government actually take action. Rory Stewart had promised extreme action in 2017. To date, no extreme action has been taken. Instead, the FCO and the UK government have only frustrated the family. Currently, Jagtar's wife is in the UK and she's also facing to be removed from the UK because...
Okay. It's obviously a very complex case, but it's good to hear from both of you this morning. Of course, as you've been saying, the only other case that presents to mind is Nazanin Zaghari-Ratcliffe, of course, which is one of those other issues that has been heard a lot about. But we wish you well with your push to try and get to your brother a fair trial, because everybody wants to know the facts, don't they, at the end of the day. Thank you, both of you.